The Tiny Rascal Gang, abbreviated TRG, is a primarily Cambodian-American gang based in Long Beach, California. During the 1990s, Mexican Mafia green light hit lists began including the TRG during the 1990s, and Sureños were soon at war with them. The Mexican Mafia ordered the West Side Longo gang to put aside its rivalry with the East Side Longo and support their former rivals against the TRG. The gang was founded in 1980 for protection by Cambodian youth groups who had escaped the Cambodian genocide. Gang members are as young as 12 years old. 1516 A group left the gang and became the Asian Boys, ABS. The TRG, the East Side's first Cambodian gang, 17 had an estimated membership of over 2,000 in 1999 and 5,000 to 10,000 members and associates in 2009. History. The United States began admitting its first Cambodian refugees in 1979 after the Khmer Rouge insurgency. Nearly 158,000 Cambodians were admitted by 1991, most of whom resettled in the states of California, Massachusetts, Virginia, and New York. Like many refugee groups, lack of knowledge about the culture and society of the host nation and limited command of the English language erected a socio-cultural barrier. Individuals experienced post-traumatic stress disorder and depression, and Cambodian-American communities were deeply affected by poverty. During the mid-1980s, a Latino student and a Cambodian student in Long Beach fought. This led to the formation of the Tiny Rascals as Cambodian youths began to form street gangs to protect themselves. Gang hand signs, graffiti, and fashion developed, and the TRG began committing extortion, murder, kidnapping, robbery, burglary, home invasion, and drug and weapons trafficking. Members of the Tiny Rascals gang had a violent rivalry with the Long Beach-based East Side Longos, who were predominantly Hispanic, during the early 1990s. Membership. Members of other ethnic and cultural groups are known to have been recruited, primarily on the West Coast and in the Southwest and New England. 5 As with many other gangs, potential members must first be initiated in a jump-in where they would have to fight other members or endure a beating for a specific amount of time. TRG members are in the U.S. Army, but none were in the U.S. Air Force, Navy, or Marines in 2011. Members are in U.S. prisons, including in South Carolina. Activities. The Tiny Rascals are involved in criminal activities which include extortion, robbery, burglary, auto theft, gang protection, and murder. Although young gang members are mainly involved in street crime, some have engaged in organized criminal activities. Older subgroups maintain a working relationship with similar groups of the Asian Boys. They have formed alliances with Chinese organizations such as the 14K, Watching, and Wo Hop 2 in California and the New York City-based Ghost Shadows. Cities such as Anchorage, Alaska, and Portland, Oregon have had a TRG presence connected to gun and drug distribution. Groups of non-Cambodian and non-Asian members are in smaller North Carolina towns, particularly Forest Oaks and Pleasant Garden, which have reported car thefts and gunfire by the gang. California. 7 TRG members raped, robbed and strangled a mother in her Tustin home in 1994. The woman, whose 3-year-old son was home at the time, survived by playing dead. A 16-year-old gang member shot and killed a Sacramento police officer in 2007. TRG members committed a mass shooting in 2019, killing 3 people and wounding 9. 1 woman was paralyzed from the chest down. Massachusetts. The gang has a presence in the Cambodian-American community of Lowell, Massachusetts. According to local police, about 100 members have lived in the Lowell and Lynn areas. The gang has been connected to more than 5 homicides and several assaults in Lowell and Lynn between 1998 and 2021. Virginia. In February 1998, a fatal drive-by shooting occurred near George C. Marshall High School in Falls Church in which a 17-year-old boy was killed by a .22 rifle. The gunman, an 18-year-old TRG member, was sentenced to life imprisonment in August of that year. 2 other TRG members, including the driver, were found guilty of felony assault for their roles in the attack, and received sentences of 20 and 17 years. A third teenager was sentenced to 4 years of juvenile detention for his role in the shooting. Pennsylvania. Police consider the Tiny Rascal Gang one of the largest Asian gangs in Philadelphia. The gang has a South Philadelphia rivalry with the Red Scorpions, with sporadic shooting. Washington. In 1994, Spokane police found the bodies of a 27-year-old man and a 23-year-old woman who had been bound, shot, and stabbed. The gang members responsible for the killings were identified by finger and palm prints left at the scene. If you like this video, please like, comment about your thoughts on this, subscribe and click the bell icon for further notifications.